Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to be quiet today, but it's currently just now in the current hour. We see prices drop quite a bit, at least around $400, $500. Not massive, but it is quite a decent sized candle compared to what we've seen in the last few hours. So obviously this is only the short-term noise. Overall, we start with the higher level picture. We've got here on the chart my view of the Elliott Wave count. My current view is that we came down here in a wave 3. This is still highlighted as the alternative, but I think this is actually what currently I would be in favor of, because we are currently, or after we dropped down again to this level around 39K, this has become again more likely in my view. So we moved down in a wave 3. Yeah, all of this, and moving up in a wave 4, and then we are moving down in a wave 5. Now we could already be in this fifth wave that would take us into the region between 20 and 29K. That is sort of the medium-term outlook. I mean, it can happen very quickly, could take a little bit of time. Unfortunately, the Elliott waves don't really give us an indication of how long something takes. This is what I would be in favor of, especially because we are spending quite a long time down here at this support area. And we're going to take a look at that in the short term. The alternative would be if Bitcoin manages to push higher here and pushes above the 200-day moving average around 48K and breaks out of that channel, then the first target would be the 51K level. That's a very, very important Fibonacci retracement level, the 50% Fib level. And that would then be the minimum target of that move up. Ideally, though, it would move higher in that scenario and reach somewhere here in the reach the price range in this green target area between 55 and 65K. Here, then I would expect the turnaround. So in any case, I would still expect prices between 20 and 29K. I know, quite a controversial subject. A lot of people discussing in the comments, but I'm gonna remain here quite stubborn, taking the risk that I might be wrong as well. But I see it because the current that we have finished the correction here, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. It would need to be something like a running flat, but a running flat, as I said before, in such a higher degree correction is extremely rare across all financial markets. It is extremely rare, and especially in such a high level correction. So of course it's possible, anything is possible in financial markets. I just find it extremely rare, extremely unlikely. It is extremely rare. Bitcoin hasn't done it yet in such a higher degree correction, and no, it would seriously surprise me. Yeah, it would seriously surprise me. But as I said before, of course it's possible. The low is already in. Of course it's possible. Of course we could move to new all-time highs from here as well. I mean, anything is always possible, and anybody who says no, there is only one way, yeah, I don't really need to talk more about that. But we want to have an open mind, of course, and yes, of course it's possible, but I find it highly unlikely. I would be seriously surprised if Bitcoin manages to go to new all-time highs from here. So for me, it's one destination here, down here, and two directions to get there. But we are more interested in the short term because I've been explaining this various times, and this is more sort of the medium term outlook. So here, very short term, we can see that we broke above this descending trend line. So we had a trend line here with more than 3 touch points that was broken earlier today after my previous video, I think, and no, actually already before my previous video. And yeah, we came down here again, and we seem to be retesting this trend line now from above. So however, we haven't really started to move away from it. So it's been quite a bit of a drop here from 40,600. So this has been the previous resistance level here. As I said to you in the previous video, we need to get above that level. We had resistance here, in that range here, here, and now that we tried to get above it again. And what we've actually done now is, well, a little bit of a head and shoulders, isn't it? A small head and shoulders, yeah. So you had here your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, with the neckline here, yeah, and the target of that head and shoulders, which is normally the height of the head, I think pretty much has been reached. Not quite yet, but we've also got here the support level. So the target would be around 39.9. We're currently at 40.1, but bear in mind, you don't always reach it, right? You don't always reach it. But yeah, very important here. We made consecutive higher highs and higher lows here throughout today. Until here, we had a bit of a tipping point around 40.7K. That was very, very early today. And then we started to move down and we've made a lower high, moving down very impulsively. That's a very strong price drop. And the key is now, if the bulls can hold here this level around 40.1K. If they lose it, then in my opinion, we're going to go to this ascending trend line around 39.7. And if you lose it, of course, there are various support levels here along the way, 39.6, but very important is the 39.2K level, because if we lose that, then this whole pattern here could just be a huge head and shoulders. And yeah, we would then drop further, in my opinion. That is the wave 3 low. Until we stay above 39.2, we still have a chance to move further into this green area here and then turn around in that bearish scenario that I mentioned in the beginning. Or it's actually not bearish. I'm super bullish on Bitcoin, but I just think that we need to complete the correction before we can start to move to new all-time highs. And I think everybody wants new all-time highs. So here in this smaller view, I just explained to you where we are currently, that we have seen quite an impulsive move down. Currently seems to be stopping, but if you drop any further than where we currently are, it's around 40.15, then you are going to get to 39.7. Next support, if that is lost, there's a risk we drop to 39.2, and below that we have to face a serious sell-off. Now, at the moment, as I said to you, I actually primarily would expect another move higher into this green area, because this is a wave 4, in my view, a smaller degree wave 4. And in that degree, you would expect at least the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, to be addressed, because a wave 4 normally retraces to that level. That would be at 42.3K. We have, however, already done the minimum that wave 4 needs to do. So theoretically, this could be the wave 4, or have been the wave 4, when we moved to 41.5K here a couple of days ago, because the minimum a wave 4 needs to do is the $41,000 level. So I'm happy with that, but because it is more likely to retrace to the 38.2, I currently have to expect that we are going higher once more. Would change my view as soon as we drop below 39.2% K, and that would probably be a short opportunity for some people. I think there will be a lot of people who will go short below this low here. Of course, on the other hand, there will be a lot of people who try to go long here, because it's a significant support level down here as well. So that's one of these levels where if we get back to 39.2, that is an opportunity both ways. And that is one of these moments where you could see some increased volatility, absolutely. But overall, I would expect the price to go a little bit higher before we come down. But at the moment, we have seen here some serious, well, not serious, but it's nothing crazy what we're doing here at the moment. But compared to what we've seen here in the last few hours, quite a nice candle. And at the moment, we seem to be finding support here at 40.1K. So that is really what is happening here at the moment on the Bitcoin chart, at the Bitcoin price. Resistance to the upside, as I said, 40.6K. That is where we have just been rejected. And above that, we would face here this 41K, 21.4% Fib level. And then we can finally at some point here get to the 50-day moving average. Bear in mind, we are still below the 50-day moving average, which is currently located around 42.1K. Because we are below the 50-day moving average, we are technically, in a medium-term downtrend. We could have a look what the 20-day moving average does. It's sort of more the short-term indicator, short-term trend indicator, but even that one, we are way below that. So we are below 3 main moving averages, the 20, the 50, and the 200. So in all of them, we are compared to all of them, we are currently in a downtrend, pulling them down as well. They will provide resistance and they will probably push the price further down as well. That is currently my view here. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership and also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find the links for that in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.